Hello, the web novel guy is here. In this video, I'm bringing you a list of 5 fantasy-type web novels. Before we begin, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more web novel recommendations. Now, let's begin. A Regressor's Tale of Cultivation. Most stories about falling into a cultivation world end one of two ways. You're either a heaven-sent genius or a tragic casualty. Yoon-hyun is neither. When his entire company is transported into a world of immorals, his colleagues are scouted by powerful sects while he's left behind as an ordinary mortal. He spends 50 years living a difficult, unremarkable life until he finally meets his end, only to wake up back at the moment of arrival. Yoon-hyun's only talent is the most grueling one imaginable: infinite regression. He doesn't start with a secret cultivation technique or a hidden system. Instead, he carries the heavy burden of every failure, every lost friend, and every decade of manual labor from his previous lives. The weight of time. This isn't just about gaining levels. It explores the mental toll of watching your friends forget you with every loop. It's emotionally heavy and deeply human. Because he lacks natural spiritual roots, Yoon-hyun can't take shortcuts. He has to earn his strength through centuries of observation, trial and error, and an unshakable moral compass. The story moves past simple combat. It asks hard questions about fate, the ethics of righteous cultivation, and whether one can remain human when they've lived 1,000 lives. Pivot of the Sky. The story follows Amon, a poor miner's son born in a remote town of the Hittite kingdom. His ordinary and difficult life changes the moment he discovers a mysterious gem known as God's Tear. This single discovery pushes him onto a path far greater and far more dangerous than he ever imagined. In this world, gods are said to have created everything. Yet, as Amon grows stronger, a troubling question emerges. If gods created the world, then who created the gods? What begins as a struggle for survival slowly turns into a journey to uncover the true nature of divinity itself. Set in a richly built continent inspired by ancient North Africa and Asia Minor, the novel features powerful empires such as the Hittites and Babylonians, where magic and real gods actively shape history. Amon trains as both a warrior and a mage, learning unique cultivation methods, magic formations, and crafting techniques. Rather than reckless power, his progress relies on intelligence, patience, and careful decision-making. This is a classic weak-to-strong progression fantasy, filled with hidden conspiracies, mythological truths, and moral questions about divine authority. With a rational protagonist and a slow, steady rise toward apotheosis alongside a mysterious cat familiar, the story offers a thoughtful and immersive take on gods, fate, and human ambition. Great, it's the pervy neighbor. We're doomed. The story follows Jang Ran, an ordinary man who gets tricked into moving into an apartment complex called Alice. What he doesn't know at first is that every resident in this building is a killer or a severely deranged criminal. Even worse, Jang Ran and 5 others are part of the 25th round of human test subjects, forced into a deadly game where wealthy spectators watch live and place bets on who will survive. Inside the apartment complex, danger hides behind every door. There's a psychopath who skins people to make kites, a modern Jack the Ripper who hunts women, a highly intelligent criminal mastermind, and a chainsaw-wielding maniac driven purely by bloodlust. Jang Ran is bound to a warning system that constantly screams alerts about nearby threats, urging him to run at every turn. However, Jang Ran insistently ignores it, convinced that his neighbors are polite, friendly, and completely harmless. Even when the system labels someone as extremely dangerous, he brushes it off, especially when that warning comes while he's standing next to a beautiful woman. Sword Pilgrim. When a pro-gaming designer wakes up in the world he helped bring to life, it's Tiamatsu engineer who becomes Callius von Gervain, trapped inside the very game he created.
The story begins 3 years after his transmigration, skipping the usual adjustment phase and placing readers directly into a harsh and hostile world. Callias is reborn as a Sword Pilgrim, a reviled class feared and hated by society, much like monster hunters or outcasts. Wherever he goes, suspicion and hostility follow. As a Sword Pilgrim, Callias possesses a rare and unsettling ability. He can turn the bodies of the dead into powerful magical swords. Unlike others of his kind, the swords he creates retain the memories and regrets of the people they once were. By helping these sword spirits find closure, Callias gains strength, abilities, and steady growth. The story focuses on careful progression, strategic choices, and emotional weight. As Callias grows stronger, he works towards saving a nation on the brink of collapse while searching for the truth behind his transmigration. With death guaranteed in almost every path, the story becomes a tense struggle to carve out the one route where survival is possible. I'm an infinite regressor, but I've got stories to tell. The story follows a man known only as the Undertaker, a figure trapped in an endless cycle of regressions. Each time the world reaches its apocalypse, he fails to stop it and is forced to start all over again. Unlike typical regression stories, there is no guaranteed success waiting at the end, only repeated struggle and loss. The narrative is structured like a memoir, told through key moments from different runs of the Undertaker's life. In each cycle, the world resets completely, but he alone keeps his memories. People he once trusted, loved, or lost return to their original state, forcing him to rebuild relationships again and again. Because of this, he treats others with the calm distance of someone who has already lived through their futures. The Undertaker is not overpowered. His greatest strength is knowledge of future events, hidden anomalies, and the people who will shape each timeline. He uses this foresight to form alliances that are deep and meaningful, even if he knows they will not last. At its core, the novel focuses on the emotional cost of endless repetition. It explores perseverance, mental exhaustion, and the importance of treating every life as if it matters, even if the outcome is failure. With strong world-building, mythological elements, and carefully connected story arcs, the novel rewards patient readers with powerful emotional payoffs and surprising callbacks.
That's all for this list. Let me know in the comments section which web novel you liked or what type of web novel you want to see next. See you in the next video.